this is for my editor. Sorry, something happened, but this is just a continuation of that story. Yeah, and so he had us basically dancing a whole song around the whole musical chair, and it gets to the end, music stops. I had no chance. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very aggressive, but the kid ended up grabbing the chair and moving it off to the side. But the weird thing was, he didn't move. He just kind of stood there, and me not trying to waste an opportunity, I went and sat down, and almost like for whatever reason he just was like stuck, frozen, and I ended up winning, and that was pretty cool. Ended up winning a $50 gift card, but I was really surprised. Anyways, we were getting to the raffle, and what is it? I bought $100 worth of tickets, and I was just putting in everything. I love doing raffles. I guess they're pretty fun. It's not the first time I've won a big prize from it. I guess that can be another life story. And anyways, I'd been putting stuff in, and they're starting to call a bunch of these prizes one by one. I'm not winning anything. I'm like, man, I was like, this sucks. I was like, I've wasted $100, and I was like, I guess that's a lot. And I was like, for me, that was a lot. And I was like, man, I'm not getting the stuff that I want. I wanted, out of everything that was there, the big prizes: 75-inch TV, PlayStation 5, Blackstone speakers, blah blah blah. It was the Blackstone that I wanted. Someone important to me had gotten one, and we used to cook on it all the time, and that was probably some of the best meals I've ever cooked and had. Big fan of breakfast foods. We used to cook on it all the time, and I just wanted to have my own. I guess now that I'm here, I wanted to cook on my own stuff. But yeah, we're getting to everything. The PlayStation is one of the last things that's being raffled off. It's literally the last one. Okay, so we start to get into raffling. Mind you, the host had been naming every single number of the ticket up till that point. For whatever reason, for the PlayStation 5, he decided to read the last 3 digits. 4 digits, I take that back. And what is it? We hear the final numbers, and someone stands up, and they're like, I've got it. And I've got $100 worth of tickets, and I'm trying to look through everything, and I'm just like, oh man, this sucks. It's like, I could barely keep up before they called the next number. And sure enough, I look and I have the exact same numbers, but by then this gentleman had already gone up to the front, and he had picked up the PlayStation and was already walking back. And I was trying to grab anyone's attention, like, hey, I have the same number. And I finally yelled it out. I was like, hey, I have the same number. I have the same ticket. And the room goes quiet. It's like, because everyone's just looking. It's like, who's this guy? Saying they have the same ticket, and everyone's just kind of like, ooh, like, what's going on? Well, I tell them I have the same numbers, and I show them, and they didn't announce the first 3 numbers, and I don't know. I was like, hey, say the first 3, and they're like, you sure? I was like, yeah, play. I want to see it. And the guy's already sitting down. I'm standing up, and the host is starting to look for the ticket. He had already put it away. He didn't pay attention where he put it, and lost the ticket. And we're doing this, we're doing that. We're just kind of like in limbo while they're looking. And my new chief at the time, he stood up, and he's like, hey, if you guys are trying to find out who won the PlayStation 5, you gotta take a drink. And we're all just like, okay. And his wife just kind of like trying to bring him back a little bit, because he drank a little bit, he's having a good time. And what is it? She like whispers something in his ear, and he's like, my wife's telling me I'm drinking too much, and now you gotta drink 2 shots. I was like, you know what? Here. take my little shots, and then put it back down. A few minutes later, they eventually find the ticket. So they thought. They played out the numbers or said the numbers, and everyone was like, no, that's not the right numbers. And they're like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? No, you don't have the right numbers. And they went back and they started searching again. They finally found the ticket. They named the first three numbers. 393. My ticket. I had won it, but the other gentleman had already had it, and so it was just kind of a big deal at this point. No one knew what to do, and I was kind of flabbergasted. I was like, what? I was like, I won this. Like, that's my ticket. Like what is there to, what is there to contest? And I guess that just wasn't good enough for anybody. So my chief decided, hey, let's take it back up, and you know what? We're gonna draw two numbers. We're gonna draw we're gonna draw one ticket, and you're gonna choose either evens or odds. It's like, okay, I'm thinking in my head, I already won this thing, but I was like, whatever. And my chief yells out again. He's like, yeah, let's bring him up to the front. We want to see who the first loser is. Jesus, man. I was like, yeah, he's drank a little bit, but what is it? We ended up going to the front, and the other gentleman, he decided that that he was gonna go evens, and they decided that I was gonna go odds. So I was like, I guess I don't really have a choice. And so we start, everyone's like tapping their hands, and they finally draw the final ticket, and they're reading the numbers. 5, 9, 1. I had won this PlayStation twice, and I was so ecstatic. I was like, yeah. The first thing I said is, ball don't lie, just because it was my ticket. I can't believe that I had to win this thing twice. But he went up and handed me the PlayStation, and me just trying to be nice, I was like, just have it. I was like, you already grabbed it, whatever. And he's like, no, and he gave it to me, and I was like, okay, fine. But I was awkward is not the right word, but I was confused, I guess. I didn't want to take it back to my table because I was sitting in the center of the room, and so all eyes were on me. And so I decided to put it back on the table and basically just enjoy the rest of my night, and we cleaned up and everything, and I was so tempted because at the end of the party, one of my buddies was like, he's like, how much you want for that thing? I was like, he's like, because I heard you already have another PlayStation. He's like, I do. I actually want that Blackstone. That's what I really wanted. And he's like, well, I've got one. I was like, I could give you some cash. And I was like, man, I know how much they go for. I was like, you'd have to do more than that. But he's like, take it to your car and we'll talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. Well, I felt a little embarrassed, but I didn't find him for the rest of that night. And what else? I ended up winning this PlayStation, but that's pretty much the story. And I ended up paying $100 for this PlayStation. I think I probably put $10 to $20 just for this PlayStation. So I did really very well, and I was super happy because I had won this PlayStation and a $50 gift card. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and finish off with life reviews with that life story. I appreciate y'all. I don't know what I'm going to review next. If you guys have anything that you guys would want me to review, please let me know. It could be anything. Maybe I'll put a P.O. box here in the future to have you guys send me stuff so I can review it. But literally anything and everything could be a review. The apartment, today I had Chick-fil-A, food wise, it could be anything. Cars. If you are here in Altus, Oklahoma, please shout me out, and I'll try to go to your place or you come to me and we'll do a review together. And if anything, a life story. But appreciate y'all, and hope to see y'all soon. Bye.